What is up, noobs and noobettes? Charles or Atingleee here, and welcome back to another movement tutorial. Today's tutorial, guys, is going to be how to move at top speed at all times and why it's important to implement it into your gameplay. So let's get straight into it. Alrighty, so let's start off with when you're moving along flat ground. So we all know that the sliding technique is the best mechanic in the game. So you definitely want to combo this somehow. So firstly, you can just slide and then keep sprinting and then slide again. However, you do get paused a little in between slides, so it does slow you down. Another technique is to slide, jump, and then slide. This avoids the slowdown in the middle, but still gives you the one at the end. So it's not as bad. However, in this game, you don't want to chain more than 2 of these slides because the third slide just isn't as powerful. And yeah, this technique just isn't as good as it once was in Black Ops 3. So I would highly recommend not using this. The technique you should be using is to slide, wait a bit, and then jump. Slide, wait a bit, and then jump. Slide. There you go, guys. You can see this technique. I'm pretty much boosting around everywhere. This basically cancels that little delay where it stops you after the slide, and it allows you to just keep sprinting afterwards. So when you're traveling along flat ground, make sure you're sliding and then jumping, guys. Alrighty, now let's move on to how to move at top speed at all times. So the way to do this is to basically constantly chain the movements at all times. The sliding mechanic as well as the thrust mechanic allow you to move faster than the sprinting speed of your player, and then the war run you actually move at the sprinting speed, so you'll always be going at least as fast as you can sprint, and this will allow you to basically get yourself into a lot of different situations where you can either outgun the enemy, flank the enemy, catch people off guard, and you should definitely get used to constantly chaining the movements. Obviously not the way I'm doing it here, guys. I'm just showing you how easy it is to just keep chaining things together. But yeah, you definitely want to utilize this in your gameplay and make sure you're doing this to the best of your ability. Just a few extra tips, guys. When you are chaining the movement, do your best to slide whenever you can. This is because the sliding mechanic is the fastest mechanic, so you definitely want to use it as much as possible, as this will mean that you're going to be outrunning your enemies and always moving at that top speed. Also, you always want to make sure you're hugging the wall in the direction you're going to be heading. So for example, if I'm heading down this hallway, I'm going to be turning left. What I always do is hug this wall here by wall running on it. You can also just run along the ground if you want to, but you want to stay as close as possible to the wall, and here's why. Say you're running down this hallway, an enemy can't see you unless they're pretty much out here and they'll look up at you wall running. Whereas if they're here trying to pre-aim or something, that'll buy you that extra amount of time. It'll reduce the time in which they'll be able to see you and put shots on you, and it'll just give you time to, you know, collect your thoughts, gather yourself, and then own that noob's ass. Again, guys, I can't stress this enough. Hug walls as much as possible. Whenever I'm turning left, I always wall run on the left wall. Whenever I'm turning right, I always wall run on the right wall. And you really need to make a habit out of this, guys. It'll buy you a lot of time. It'll save you a lot of time. And it'll mean you're traveling a less distance overall and always maintaining that top speed as long as possible. And you might be wondering, sure, this is all well and good, Atingleee, but why the fuck would I want to move at top speed at all times? Here is a few big reasons why, guys. So firstly, always moving at top speed allows you to stay in the enemy's face. The enemy is always going to be moving or sprinting forward, so they're not going to really expect someone to constantly be aggressive and always be in their face. And this will basically give you an advantage. It'll allow you to catch people off guard. They won't expect you to just come flying around the corner, so you definitely want to try your best to always move at that top speed. Also, and probably the most important thing, guys, is the fact that you can outrun your enemy. Say you're having a gunfight with someone here and they make you really red. You know they're going to challenge you and try to get that last shot on. So what you need to do is get away as quickly as possible, find cover. And the fact that you're moving at top speed means that even if they're doing the same thing and chaining all the movements and moving at top speed, there is no way in hell that they're going to catch up to you. They're pretty much wasting their time. You can basically keep running forever, and if you're constantly chaining the movements and constantly moving at top speed, they're pretty much never going to catch up to you. And basically they're just going to run into one of your enemies and your enemy will finish them off, or they'll just get into another gunfight and slow down, and then that basically means you've escaped from them. So this is definitely the biggest thing, guys. Being able to outrun your enemy and constantly get away from gunfights and control which gunfights you want to participate in will just give you a big advantage. It'll allow you to die less, kill a lot more people, catch a lot more people off guard, and it is really important, guys. I can't stress this enough. The ability to escape from a gunfight or escape from an area is your best friend, and you should definitely do your best to get used to chaining all these movements constantly. Remember, guys, the slide is your friend, top speed is your friend, and that is pretty much why you always see me constantly on the move. And also, guys, No one can kill a target when they don't know where they are, man. If you're always moving at top speed and constantly on the move, the last place that someone saw you is just not going to be a valid place for them, you know? Like, it's not going to be an accurate determination of where you're going to be, because by that point you can probably be like all the way over there and they'll think you were still here when they saw you on that corner or something. So yeah, guys, just make sure you're constantly changing the movements, constantly moving around. Obviously, if you're using a weapon that doesn't allow you to move around as fast, like an LMG or a sniper or something, then cater your playstyle to those weapons. But if you're using an SMG or an assault rifle that's not too bad at close range, always stay on the move, guys. I cannot stress this enough. It's really important and you guys should definitely implement this. And that's it, guys. That is why you should always constantly move at top speed. It not only allows you to stay in the enemy's face, constantly catch people off guard, but it allows you to, most importantly, escape gunfights and escape dangerous areas. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought about it. Hopefully you did find it helpful. Also, if you're new to the channel and you did find it helpful, be sure to subscribe, guys. It's going to be a lot of tip videos coming out in the near future, so definitely always something to look forward to. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you have anything in particular you want me to make a video on, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Leave a like if you enjoyed, or if you love Atingleee. I'll catch you all in the next video. Until next time. Peace out, noobs.